agriculture and get into mechanization so that we can get into processing of products, and then so that we can get into the export side of it. That's where the GDP impact comes, because we're able to create in-country value addition that allows you to create products you can export, and then you get your foreign revenues coming back in instead of everything coming from oil. That is the link between the diversification and the gas and power conversation. But you are right, what we need to be focusing on, apart from just the power issue, is the kinds of industries that we can attract. And that is where your polyethylenes and your methanols and all sorts of chemical processes and those that have multiplier feeder industries that would necessarily come up when they exist. That's where I alluded to that when I was talking about the kinds of industries that then absorb the huge portions of unemployed people, creates other industrial outlets and enterprises for people to get involved in. So it's a big picture, but I promise you that unless we fix that power, I mean, it's not to say it cannot happen, but look, we must discuss scale. We're talking almost 200 million people. So yes, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4 projects, it's great to see them come on board, but we're talking about scale that makes a difference. So I think that's important. If you look at what Dangote is doing, he's seeing that. I keep referring, in the last 1 week, I've had calls about 3 times to refer to a feature that was done around the Indorama project. And some of us may have read that. And you see how one singular investment can create huge multiplier benefits. We must replicate that. We must replicate that. We're not discussing industrialization from mom and pop type things. No, we're talking about huge industrial concerns that we need to put in place in Nigeria. I mean, how can we be sitting back and we built WACP, and WACP is now bringing gas back to us? Yeah. There is something fundamentally wrong. So when we're having this conversation, let's not miss it. Even when I'll just use the opportunity and talk about the power pricing thing. Because you see, we spend a lot of time saying that the man on the street cannot pay, and it's not wrong. But we also say that there is a relationship between the amount of gas that is consumed in country, the amount of energy generated and consumed, and the poverty index of the country. Are we not speaking through both sides of our mouth? If we retain the focus on one, without realizing that until we fix the other one will not be addressed. And then secondly, who are the major consumers of power with the ability to pay, and are they paying? Including our government agencies, all the MDAs, biggest debtors. Now, can I throw another thing on the table, and this is for all of us as Nigerians. If we recognize that there is need for an intervention to make sure that the cost of power at the end of the chain for the man on the streets is reasonable, do we want to look at our subsidy conversation? Yeah? Perhaps that's where we want to be flipping the policy redirect to see whether that can be used as a subsidy for power, rather than hitting constantly on the investors who have even taken a risk on this country. I'll just leave it at that. I think this is the kind of different thinking that we need. Can we throw that at something else? You want to keep power low for the masses? Create something. When NGA met with the Vice President a couple of months ago, he told us categorically that this era of interventions and assurance guarantees and the rest is over, that it will not happen again. So what is going to happen? Because investment will not come in. The ones that are there are already grossly threatened, and as much as we're threatening to hold licenses and lock people up, that is not the answer. Yeah. It is not the answer. A different thinking is required so that both objectives can be attained. Your investors are happy and willing to put more skin in the game, and then you still meet your welfareist aspirations. Otherwise, we'll just keep having these conversations for the next few years, and I really hope that's not going to be the case. Thank you.